What's up, and welcome to Nighttime with the Nerd Bar, episode 109.
Oh, we are so close to 110. That's so
Yeah.
weird. That's so weird.
And we are bringing you that Monday energy live. If you're joining us live, join us over in the live chat. If you're watching later, no worries, comment down below. Get to some quick introductions. Hello, I'm Carrie Lane.
And I'm Katie Cullen.
And we're going to be talking about Solo Leveling, Delicious in Dungeon, give you some other recommendations and things you should check out, as well as anime-related news and a lot more. So stick around for all of that. Looking over the live chat real quick, we got Heck, and I think I want to go with that's a person going, wee!
Yep, it is. Hello, you made it.
Yay! All right, so let's get right into things we are excited about.
Yes, I'm going to start us off. We are always excited for this one to roll back around. Yes, Studio Ghibli face. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Happy Monday, everybody! Studio Ghibli Fest Slate announced for 2024. G-Kids and Fathom bring largest ever year-long celebration of Studio Ghibli's catalog back to U.S. cinemas nationwide. This is always so much fun to attend. It's really fun to roll up to your local AMC on a Thursday night and be like, "Oh, what are you here for? Oh, we're watching Princess Mononoke." Yes. Again, we are always proponents of anime in theaters and seeing anime movies with crowds, with other fans. Yeah. So we have 14 pictures on the slate, including the 20th anniversary of Howl's Moving Castle, the 25th anniversary of Kiki's Delivery Service, and the 30th anniversary of Pom Poko. So each of the 14 animated features will be shown in both original Japanese and English dub versions and will include surprise special extra content as well. Ooh. Tickets go on sale starting on March 22nd. So they already have, I think, that was Friday, and can be purchased online by visiting fathomevents.com, ghiblifest.com, or at participating theater box offices. So for me, I do stuff through my AMC app so I can get the points. For your local theater, definitely check them out. It is a blast. I'm not going to give you all of the dates and times for these, but they start in April. It goes in chronological order for the next few months. Here's the slate. Spirited Away, Nausicaa Valley of the Wind, 40th anniversary, Castle in the Sky, Secret World of Arrietty, When Marnie Was There, 10th anniversary, Princess Mononoke, Ponyo, Whisper of the Heart, The Cat Returns, Howl's Moving Castle, as we said, 20th anniversary, Kiki's Delivery Service, 35th anniversary, Pom Poko, 30th anniversary, The Tale of Princess Kaguya, and My Neighbor Totoro, which rounds it out in December. So we're getting about one a month, sometimes two a month, in that order. Again, ghiblifest.com, fathomevents.com, get the full lineup, get your dates and times, choose what days and what languages you want to see them in. Princess Mononoke was my first ever Ghibli movie, and I was probably a little too young for it at the time, but it made an impression. So I kind of want to go see it on a big screen, because I never have.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I saw that one on a big screen either. Most of mine were on video, and I did Princess Mononoke at my 16th birthday party as a sleepover, and I don't know if my friends were all ready for that, but we had a good time.
That's actually about when I saw it. It was like, okay, wow. This is not what I was expecting, but I'm here for it. And also, guys, Totoro, just always a soft spot in my heart for Totoro.
And the holiday season being in December, so perfect.
It is such a sweet Zen sort of movie. I hesitate to say it's a vibe, but it really is a vibe. It's such a sweet movie. If you've never seen it, highly recommended.
I like their shuffling their lineup, because I know in a previous year or two they had Spirited Away around Halloween, so it sounds like they're doing that at the beginning. It sounds like Kiki's Delivery Service is closer to that Halloween time, and so that's kind of cool. Of get to see them at different times of the year. So
yeah, Kiki's Delivery Service is the weekend before Halloween. It's October 26th through October 30th. So fitting. Show up in costume.
I know, right?
Absolutely show up in costume to your Kiki's Delivery Service. Just do it. Just do it. Yeah. So thank you, G-Kids, for keeping us in the loop for that. And y'all, I'm excited.
Yes. It's all, and then the ones that, it's not in regular theater rotation. So these are a great way of bringing back classics. And then, especially since a lot of them are having anniversaries, it's like, yes.
And
So
keep
very
in
cool.
mind that if you want to see Ghibli movies in theaters now, The Boy and the Heron is also in theaters
Yes.
now with that extra content that we
Yes.
talked about last week.
Mhm.
So Ghibli movies in theaters, let's do it.
Yes. We're gonna be getting to this, but I did want to share it in the chat. Of RS says, "Oh, thank God, I'm not late for the what zone recap." Now, if you
Yep.
don't know what we're talking about with this is going to be for Delicious in Dungeon, so stick around.
Yep. We're gonna have a real good time, but we're still on news. No, you're not late. We do Delicious in Dungeon after solo leveling, so it's no longer shot chaser. It's just shot everybody.
Pretty much now.
Yeah.
All right, looking up and more things we are excited about. Aniplex is announcing Type Moon's reimagining of their classic visual novel, Tsukihime, and the title is Tsukihime, A Piece of Blue Glass Moon. It's going to be releasing globally June 27th. And that is a remake, and it will feature upgraded graphics, a full voiceover, and a rewritten narrative by the original creator. So that's really cool. And this is going to be a game, and it is available now for PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. So if you want more information, you can go look up tsukihime-en.com. So that's tsukihime-en.com. So English version of the site. So that's very cool. Or also you should follow Aniplex USA for more information and to be up to date on their releases. So that's awesome. Be sure to follow us over on ATNB, as we'll post pictures of the things we're talking about when we have our press releases. That's where they go. And so this one, just their cover art for it looks very pretty, and it's giving me some Fate vibes, like the style. So I really like that. I think that looks really cool. So you should check it out.
Yeah.
And back
do the thing, win the stuff, enjoy your visual novels.
Yes. Back into more things we're excited. Yes.
Yes. Speaking of things we enjoy, Crunchyroll is once again keeping us up to date on all of our winter season anime that have finales coming up. So keep an eye out for these finales that are happening this week. On Wednesday, the 27th, Classroom of the Elite Season 3 and Cherry Magic 30 Years of Virginity Can Make You a Wizard. Amazing title. God bless. One of my favorites. Thursday, March 28th, Brave Bang Bravern. The 29th, The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic. The 30th, Solo Leveling, which, yeah, we got one more episode, folks. And Mashal Magic and Muscles, The Divine Visionary Candidate Exam Arc, which is getting to be a light novel title, but I get what they're doing there. Sunday, one of my favorites, Shangri-La Frontier. And then next Wednesday, Metallic Rouge. So those are all shows where finales are coming up. So if you want a chance to catch up before that hits, you got a couple days. Or if you're the sort of person who wants to wait for the entire season to drop before you watch it because you just really can't stand waiting, those are the dates to keep an eye out for, so you know when to sit down and do your Crunchyroll and chill marathon, as it were. Stock up on the sodas or the coffee or the whatever. Make sure you drink some water. Stock up on the snacks. All that fun stuff. So yes, thank you, Crunchyroll, for keeping us aware of things. And oh, Shangri-La Frontier is ending too soon. I don't want to wait for season 2. Aww. I would like all of the animators to be able to sleep and have vacations and whatnot because they're human beings and they deserve nice things. But I also will be very excited for that second season to drop if/when it gets renewed.
Fair. We are give it to us now, but please be okay.
I would like it as soon as possible. Just make sure that you're eating and sleeping and have some work-life balance and yeah.
Well, things more we're excited about. And speaking of what's on Crunchyroll too, we got our Solo Leveling. Oh, yes.
I love our beautiful idiot. I love Sung Jin Woo. God bless him. You remember how when the Nintendo Wii came out and there were wrist straps on the Wiimotes and they were you have to wear the wrist strap. Make sure you wear the wrist strap. And there were all those photos of people accidentally throwing Wiimotes through windows and TVs and whatever because they'd lose their grip. Mm-hmm. That is our boy and Teleport Stones.
Yes.
Swear to God, he needs a wrist strap on these things because he
Yep.
is so unbelievably bad at
And use them
actually
quicker.
keeping them.
Like, let me just
Twice!
stare at it. I'm just
Twice!
gonna stare at it and think about it. No, out, whatever like you need to do. Command, touch it, say something. He just is like, whoops.
And this also tells me, again, this guy has never played a video game in his life or
Mm,
hasn't done one in a very long time. Partially
mm.
because he's asking his sister, the
Yeah.
gamer, or who is
Yes.
at least experienced with games, how do notification windows work? And partially because if you're going to do something with a cast time, you get some distance. Like, I know it's hard when you're in the middle of everything, but like, you get some distance. Or you multitask and you cast it while you run. Like,
But
he
it
really
was
does just
cool.
stand there and ponder
Yes.
his life's decisions.
Yeah. On the flip side, though, it was cool how he can get the dagger back, though. That was like,
Oh, yeah.
oh, that's a nice,
Oh.
like, nope, recall item pretty much. I'm like, oh, I like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
that is some Vaxildan nonsense, and I'm here for it.
The other thing in
Yeah.
that fight that I absolutely loved was the animation style change. It was,
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
okay. Like the vibe change of it, the intensity. What a cool visual way to, enhance the experience for us and convey what's happening. And it just was such a refreshing, like, oh, okay, I'm here for it, and let's keep going.
And this is A1 and Aniplex, yeah?
Yes.
Doing solo leveling, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got that pedigree for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
Just, damn, this is what they're good at. Shonen protagonists making bad decisions but having awesome battles. That's what A1 and Aniplex are good at.
Yeah.
I
Fair.
watched enough Sword Art Online to know.
But at least it looks pretty.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it's got excellent music.
Yeah.
We're not talking about SAO anymore.
Yeah.
We're talking about solo.
Yeah,
People are like, "What are your opinions on SAO?" And I'm like, "Catch me on Twitter." So yes, this was fantastic. This was a lot of fun to watch. This is the first time since Cerberus that we've had a named enemy.
yes.
And I love them. They're in the opening. I love that the helmet is asymmetrical. I think that part of it was broken off. Like, there's a bit of storytelling in there, just in the design. And more, that's what makes me think that this really is like some sort of game, that this whole show is a game. It's a separate reality from that there's an extra level of fourth wall in here somewhere and that someone is pulling the strings. Because again, that sort of visual storytelling happens for a reason. And that's the sort of thing that you do put in game design, anime design, etc., to be like, there's a backstory to this. Like, the helmet is asymmetrical. Why? I mean,
and that it's
cool points is a reason, but it's not a good reason. You know?
I like too with that like the villain is how he's not just mindless going through the programming when they takes away the weapon. I'm assuming because we don't know, they take away their weapon as well, and I thought that was really cool. Of it's not just there's something there in intelligence. Looking over the chat, No Laura says great hand-to-hand fight in anime history. Yes, it was gorgeous.
The bit where the knight catches the kick and then just bounces him a couple times and throws him into a wall. Just that particular bit of fight choreography was so good. Ugh.
And the thing too that made this fight even more intense is afterwards is how he keeps getting matched with all his skill levels at different times. And I got my cool stealthy stealth. It doesn't work anymore.
I love this. Is another thing that makes me think this is video game design. Because go until you can't, go until you stop. Or if you're playing Halo Reach, survive.
Yes, I like that part
quite
too.
Like
survive.
Oh yeah, no, and that is 100% like video game level stuff where it's just wave after wave of minions. You go until you can't. This is absolutely video game design where you've got the lead up, the boss fight, and then here's the bonus level, go until you stop. Go, that there is no stopping of the enemies. You go until you are done. You go until you cannot anymore.
Yeah.
So that again, for me, more and more, it's just there's something else, and pairing it with the imagery and the ending theme, like there's something else
Mhm.
going on here.
Oh, yeah,
There's
definitely the ending for sure, 'cause
oh
that's
yeah,
also not really fit at all, so I'm like
yeah,
and we've had so much of the opening and closing be his, like, younger imagery, so to have that be gone so quickly felt really weird to have that be included in the opening and closing.
yeah.
Looking back
There's something up, and I
yeah,
appreciate that we have just enough to go. There's something up. I like that.
yeah. Looking back at the chat, No Lara says, yeah, Icarus went, all right, no weapons, bet. It's like, boy, when it went,
Boy, when I made a terrible
yes.
mistake. Yes,
Mhm.
yes, you
He's like,
did,
oh no.
sir. Again, this boy and his choices. The other thing that I kept screaming this entire time, and again, this is very much a me thing with an understanding that I'm on the other side of the fourth wall. People make certain decisions when they're in danger, et cetera, et cetera.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
I can sit here and MST this all I want. That doesn't make it's bad writing. It just means it's things I point out. You
Okay.
should be going for the eyes from the get-go. When it's a suit of armor, you don't stab the middle chest point where it's fortified to not get stabbed. You go for the eyes, you go for the neck, you go for the joints, you go for the bits where it's fleshy. So the fact
Yeah.
that it took until the very end of the boss fight for him to be like, "Oh, eye holes," was like, this is why
And
you
like
need to put more
here, he was
points
here
into
too.
intelligence, sir.
He did like the under the chin thing.
Yeah, again,
Yep.
like where it's less covered,
Yes.
where the chain mail is as opposed to the plate mail. Like,
Yep.
again, intelligence should not be your fucking dump stat. Intelligence
Yeah.
has
He
been his dump
mentioned
stat
getting that
ever
back up
since
a
he
little bit,
started
but
doing stats.
no.
Well, and the fact that he pointed out, like, the mages are a problem, there's probably a counter for intelligence, but because of it, I
He's
don't
all
have
like,
as many, I don't have as much
darn.
mana, I can't use my
Yep.
skills as much, and I don't have anything to counter them with. And it's like, well, gee, buddy, why do you
Mm.
think that if you
Yep.
build a glass cannon, you're gonna have problems? You have built a glass cannon. I have opinions. Again, this is stuff that it's really easy to say from the other side of the fourth wall. You know, so
Look,
easy.
looking back over the chat, Gikadare goes, sorry I'm late. Howdy. No worries. Welcome
Welcome.
everybody anytime. But I like this edition. Return of Johnny Dark Souls.
Oh my god. Yeah, just yeah. And this is the last bit of imagery that we had from the opening that hadn't showed up yet. Was this guy? So I love how video game this all is. I love the no, you can't use potions. No, you can't replenish. You go until you stop. I also appreciate that he pointed out before he went into the dungeon, oh, I haven't done my daily quest yet. Oh, I'll do it afterwards. And I'm sitting here going, you're not going to be able to do it afterwards.
No, I thought that
That's
too.
going to
I was
be a
like, no.
problem. You are going to be
Yeah.
the other thing from the opening that we haven't seen yet is him standing by the centipede corpses. I'm like, you're going to be fighting centipedes, dude. At the end of the day, after all of this noise, you're going to be fighting centipedes too. Because you didn't do your daily quests and you don't, a character does not say shit like that if it's not going to be important later. Because we know what the consequences are for not doing that. They made that very clear 8 episodes ago.
Yeah, and this show definitely doesn't have throwaway stuff like that at all. So
No.
I said that too. I was, oh no, oh no.
It's like, I'll do it later. Buddy, pal, friend. Because the other thing is, he's in the habit of doing the daily quest and then saving the regeneration for during if he goes into a dungeon and needs it. He wouldn't have been able to use it in this dungeon, but he didn't know that until he stepped foot inside.
Yeah.
So it's also foolhardy to roll in without that tool. So again, intelligence is his dump stat, and he needs to work on that. He frustrates me. He makes so many bad decisions. It's amazing.
He needs a coach on the sidelines, apparently. Hey, this is what you need to be doing.
Where is Mr. Song? Where is Mr. Song?
Ah.
Mr. Song, can you help him? Please. My
Yeah.
God. And it's like, the
No,
dude
says,
knows.
yep, Boy Wong isn't so perfect. Yep.
No.
Yep.
And it's just like, the dude knows
Well,
what you're
good
about now.
question,
You
though.
can sit down and talk with him about things. He is an adult who has adult life experiences and also knows that you've got something up. He is someone you can confide in. What are you doing?
True. Now, though, even though you have your problems with him, fairly so though. But the question is, do we like that as an avenue of storytelling?
Oh, yeah.
Because he's not perfect, it's not a cookie cutter, he can do everything thing. And he is learning just slowly.
Oh,
He's
no.
a-
When I go into a terror like this, I'm having fun.
yeah.
I'm enjoying this. Like, my boy's an idiot, but we're having a good time. If I did not like this, you would know. And if I
Mhm.
really didn't like this, we wouldn't have been covering it after the first few episodes. Like, as a litmus test for you and for the audience, if we're still here talking about it, I'm having a good time. Like, if we stop coverage of something, there will be a reason, you know?
Oh, yeah, no, totally. If it's that, and I feel it's been a moment since we've said it, you can criticize the stuff you like. Public service announcement.
Well, and the
'Cause that,
fact that I'm sitting here criticizing his in-character decisions, again, it's not bad writing. It's me going,
yeah,
"Oh boy, you dumb. I'm enjoying watching you being dumb, but you dumb." Like, if
yeah.
I thought it was poor writing, if I thought something wasn't good, y'all, I'd tell you.
Wait, then
People who have been here since the previous network know.
speaking of being dumb, do we think the other team's decision is dumb of getting ready to go back to the island? Because we get just a little bit of them
No.
gathering together. I'm like, no, I think they are more properly prepared this time around, because I think the first time you don't know what you're getting with these dungeons, but this time they've probably assembled a team better. They're more mentally prepared, and they know going in like, all right, we got to do this. Versus, I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Well, here's the thing. This is their fourth time back.
That too, it's not their first rodeo.
That's so wild to
Mhm.
me. And that the third time, the third incursion was evidently the one where just everything went to hell.
Mhm.
So again, we have no idea what happened. We don't have the full
Mhm.
story there. We just know that it was a dungeon break and it was really bad.
Yeah.
And that presumably a bunch of S rank hunters, along with a bunch of other hunters, died. Just died. So, one fear, but I do appreciate that this is very much, we've brought the top tier, we've brought the best of the best, and our plan is very specifically to go in and poke a little bit and see what sort of reaction we get, and then
Mhm.
pull out and make better, more informed plans based on the new information. Like, I do appreciate that.
Mhm. They're doing a more tactile approach versus let's run in and see what happens.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
our main dude.
Also, I love that everyone on that
Mm.
helicopter was just so anime. Like, those character designs were all 100% peak anime, and I am here for it. I love it so much. But yeah,
I like this comment. Sorry, looking over the chat. No, Laura says, no, but seriously, Icarus versus Wong is me showing my father my report card.
Are you okay? You all right there?
Oh,
You have a
woo.
contentious relationship with your dad?
That's I made my point. Then I got a counter.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. Yeah, so I do like this. I do like the S ranks and the pros rolling
Yes.
out to do this scouting mission, as
Yeah.
it were, and I appreciate that it's coming in bits and pieces.
Mhm.
It's also very much it's coming from a place of responsibility and also trauma, like deep trauma.
Yes.
So
I don't think this will be their last time. They're probably gonna check out the reconnaissance, and then by the time they go back again, they'll bring our dude into the fold.
what
I think
I'm
it's my guess.
wondering is, because just looking at the way things are set up, because the other
Mhm.
bit we have here, I want to talk about
Which
the
it won't be
construction
it
family.
won't be in this season. Yeah. They'll probably
Well,
be
I
later.
want to. Yeah, we'll talk about the construction family in a minute, and just the
Mhm.
most awkward family dinner ever. Oh my god, awful, terrible. Why? Save my boy, please. But I
Yeah.
think what we're looking at for season finale, I don't think we're going to get an extended length episode. This isn't Demon Slayer.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
I'll be pleasantly surprised if we do. I
Mhm.
don't think we will, just given the pacing of the show. I think we are looking at the conclusion of Butterfingers and his teleport stones.
Yes.
I bless this mess. I do think we're going to get some look at the island. I
Mhm.
don't think it's going to be in depth. I think we're going to get bits and pieces.
Mhm.
And I think either it's going to be just the quickest mission ever and they'll show us a little bit of something and go, okay, here's this. Or they're
Mhm.
going to cliffhanger it like crazy. They'll show us
Mm.
something nuts, but only a little bit of it. And then we'll get no resolution before the next season. Like, I
Probably.
think we're going to get season resolution for Protag Kun, as it
Yes.
were. I don't think, for me, it's a coin flip on whether we're going to get resolution for the island expedition. And can I just say, I love these plots running concurrently. I love this so much. And our chairman and his right-hand man staying in the office to be like, we're going to be here when you go. We're going to be here when you come back. We're going to be in communication. This is my responsibility too. Like, just the support. I know this is important. I am going to be here. Like,
Mhm.
I love that. I love that. We stand a king. I know nothing about this chairman, but I like him. You know? They
I
haven't
like him
shown us
too.
much, but
Yeah, but kind of instant vibes. I'm like, yeah, I like him. I trust him, and hopefully we're not wrong. We've been pretty right so far. There have been people that were like, nope, and we were correct. So,
I think they're building him up slowly so that when
Mhm.
we finally do get our protagonist meeting
Mhm.
him, we
Mhm.
have a fairly good measure of the character and some idea of what to
Mm.
expect. They're setting audience expectations, so it's not just like, and here's the chairman who you've seen in
And we're like,
cutaways sometimes. It's,
who?
and here's the chairman who so far has been built up to be a responsible human being who gives so many damns about the hunters under him and takes care
Mhm.
of people. So it's like, okay, all right. We have a measure of his character, kind of.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, Laura says
yeah.
at least the chairman isn't like other old men in anime we know and hate. True that.
We can't all be Gendo Ikari, thank God.
Yeah, I'm getting more. He has the good, protective, fatherly vibes, and he's designed a little bit on that zaddy side too. You know.
Hey. Oh yeah, he is. Oh yeah,
So,
he is.
he's not done in a way where we feel we don't trust him. It's very, you could go to him when you need help, another kind of help, but he seems cool.
And I need to fire
So,
up the dub at some point because evidently he is voiced by Sungwon Cho in the dub. So Prosy D out here killing it.
yes.
Anyway,
And we'll
we
see
we
where we go. I am curious how much of a cliffhanger we'll get for. I think, yeah, we're gonna get a resolution and cliffhanger,
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, we're gonna get both. I think this particular space our protagonist is in will be wrapped,
mhm.
but then it will be the what's next, and I think in the next season we'll get him joining that expedition group on another venture. Like,
Yeah.
they're gonna overlap soon-ish, but not this season.
Well, and I think there was definitely a reason that we also got construction family in this
Yes, that's
episode.
true. Mhm.
Not a big fan of that. I can see where we're like, okay, like head of a business, very like I can see where the
Yes,
characterization for dad
very
comes
stoic.
from.
Mhm.
The fuck is up with older brother? Oh my god. Like
He is a complex, that's for sure. He's
I'm
like, "Don't get in
sure
my
it's
business." I'm
because
like,
I'm sure it's
"Okay."
because his younger brother awakened as a hunter and he didn't.
Mhm.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
sure there's that. And what I love about that is that one of the things they mentioned is, okay, well, we can't, we're trying to scout the hunters, the S rank hunters here,
Mhm.
and none of them are biting, but that's okay. We're looking at hunters in the Americas, and I believe I said the Middle East,
They said a few different countries,
Yeah.
yeah. They're abroad. That was the bigger thing.
abroad,
That's yeah.
generally speaking. And they're like, yeah, like what happened with, oh God, I can't, like, damn it, I had the name and now I don't have the name. They mentioned Pencil Me In for Murder,
Oh,
who
yeah.
was also the younger brother, whose older brother had a complex because they were both hunters, but the younger brother is much, much stronger as an S rank. So,
Mhm.
on the one hand, we have the context for, oh, that's why he's not in presumably Korea, anymore. He was
Mhm.
scouted by someone out of the country who brought him in to be, you move to get a better job,
Yeah.
as it were. And also bringing in the parallels for the older brother having a complex about their younger brother and that role.
Mhm.
So I find that very interesting. I just, very good work. Very good narrative parallels. Just excellent work. Again,
Yes.
the writing on this show, solid. Good.
And how they're told, as you were saying, the parallel stories, but it's doing a good job of keeping us interested enough in all of them and not going, wait, where did we leave off? Like
Yeah.
not too lost behind idea, and but making sure we feel like we're getting current with everybody. We're not going, wait, what happened to
And like,
uh,
I'm having the worst time with names in this show, quite frankly. And that's a me problem. I'm bad at names in
oh
real
no,
life
fair.
and in
Me
general.
too. I'm like, I'm
But
sorry.
also, there's no, oh, who was that guy? There's, oh, yeah, it's the assistant. It's the chairman. It's the guy with the glasses who's the head of the thing who wants to lead the expedition to the island. It's this dude. It's that girl. It's this. Like, there's no, who the heck was that throwaway characters. Even our
Yes.
once or twice characters are like, that one. I remember you. You fucked off in the second episode and left our dude to die. There's still one woman out there who did that. She did not show up for the second episode.
Mm-hmm.
For the, yeah, but there was a young woman who left at the same time as, I think it was Mr. Kang, the other one who showed up and got a name only to be serial killed. But yeah, we still have one person who was there and fucked off.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have a name yet. She hasn't reappeared. I don't know if she will. That ship may have
I feel
sailed.
I feel we've moved past that point. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's still
All right.
kind of on my board, just in
Yes.
case. It's still there because it still happened. And the
Right.
other person who didn't have a name and left did come back and get a name in
Yeah.
time to die, but still did.
You know. Yeah.
So that's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if they're keeping her in the back pocket for something later. Probably not, but
Fair.
you never know.
All
There's
right.
no way the government doesn't have its eye on the survivors of the Double Dungeon incident. There's just no way that they're all under the radar.
Yeah. Agreed.
So yeah, one more episode.
Well,
We'll see how things go.
Speaking of characters that everybody cares about, over to Delicious in Dungeon. Man, what pheromones or whatever is she emitting that everybody loves her so much?
Fellas, is it gay to commit a sin against God to bring your erstwhile girlfriend back from the dead using dark magic and dragon meat? Yes. Yes, it is. I love it so much. There was nothing straight about that bathing scene.
Oh,
nothing.
no, not at all. I was like, damn, this lady, everybody loves her so much. And it's one of those, she's not a bad character, but I'm not quite like, so what is it everybody sees?
I would say she's, just from what we see for the, oh my God, you're eating monsters. I think she's that equal balance of sweetheart and fucking weirdo that just appeals. Yeah. Like it's that really not like, oh, she's very sweet. Oh, she takes care of everyone. I mean, she's your white mage. She has the abjuration magic. She's the one making sure people are protected, healed. Yeah. Marcel has been very clear about Fallon is better at this than me. Fallon is specialized in this. Like, she is the white mage.
Fallon, yep.
It's hard not to love the party white mage because they are the person keeping you alive and kicking. Yeah, Russ, I know you're happy. But yeah, we also see that, like, she's just as crazy about the whole eating monster thing as Laios is. And she's probably just as into things as he is. Like, again, it's that sweetness and that care and that edge of intensity that appeals.
Yeah. I think Nolara is saying depends. We're talking personal or business. Yes.
Yes.
I think both. That's both. Okay,
yes.
Fellas,
is it gay? Maybe not, but the follow-up is, oh boy.
Yes.
They were not shy about this in any of the framing.
The funny thing with that, I was like, oh, we finally have the nudity, because for the longest time, so many of the episodes on the top corner were like rated this for nudity. And what nudity are we talking about? I'm like, oh, here it is. Finally, and even then, it's the anime suggestive.
This
kind.
is the least anime is gonna anime nudity I've seen. Senshi is more objectified than Marcel has been, and like I'm here for it. I'm so
Yes,
here for
that
it.
was so funny. I did love his random crotch shots and his little panties and bulge and
Yeah.
stuff. I thought that was hilarious because we don't really get that with male characters the same way, and definitely not in this kind of comedic way that often, or a character like that too. Like maybe it would be a younger male or something, but I don't know. Maybe is it more comedic because he's older? I don't know.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Oh, like I don't know much about the manga, kind of by design, but just by osmosis, I know that Senshi is the one that gets the panty shots. If anyone does, it's
Yes.
always him. And I love that so much. This
Here
is
we
a
go.
scene with two women in a bathhouse, and the most sexualized thing in this episode is Senshi's panty shot.
Yes. RS says, fun fact, that panty shot in the last episode was not in the manga. Many of them are, but not that one.
Oh, we have fun here.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yes, we are definitely all for our inclusiveness of panty shots and equal opportunity objectification. As long as everybody, we're all equal on that. And
Also, Harold, they're lesbians. Like, every meme I have about this, I will bring out because, yes, I do
Trigger
think we
added
need to
that
go
for
back.
the fans.
Thank you, Trigger. I do think we need to go back and talk about the fucking blood ritual.
Yes.
I think maybe we need to talk
That's a
about
little
the sin
important.
against God that occurred here.
Yes.
Every once in a while, I wonder if my neighbors hear me recording this show and go, what the hell is she talking about?
What are we talking about?
What is going on? That's
Yes.
fine. That's fine. Anime's got an anime. You get a
right, so
panty
yes,
shot, you get
we
a bathhouse
do.
scene,
Let's
you get
talk
a
about that
scene
blood
against
ritual.
sin against God. I loved this so much because Marcel has we got the flashback of her in school and them going, oh, she's going to be a court mage. Well, yeah, my mom was. Well, she's a genius. Well, this, well, that. Marcel has always had that like gifted kid, pedigreed, just the energy about her is she could be doing literally anything. She chooses to do this. She chooses to be down here. And I love that we very much have that emphasized with, yeah, she chose to go into the dungeon. Let's be real, because that's what Fallon was doing. Yeah, I think we should talk about the blood ritual. We're talking about the blood ritual. We're getting there. I like to ramp up. So finding out that she wanted to go into the dungeon because she studies ancient magic, like this is her jam, this is what she's into, and wants to find ways to be able to use it. So finding out that, oh, okay, she knows how to bring her back. We're kind of, I hesitate to say we're pet cemeterying it. I don't really want to be in sometimes dead is better territory, but like that.
Well, that was my question. I asked last week of, well, if we have all the parts, can we reassemble them? And is this going to be a mismatch of things? Which
Here's
is a little bit.
I'm going with this. We do have Fallon's soul and Fallon's bones. We've got her memories. We've got her emotions. We've got, all the things that make a person a person. They put her back together. Like they were saying, I do love that they pointed out, like, you need X amount of calories. You need double the calories. It wasn't, you need these specific ingredients. It was, you need this much energy. And in a food-based anime, the energy that comes from food, like the terminology here is important. And I love that.
Yes.
But they also say, it's like, oh, normally they do goat or pig.
Yeah.
And pig is kind of one of those, like, okay, if you're going to get close to human, you kind of go with pig. Just, the other white meat.
I was going to say, haven't they done like surgeries and they're able to use in real life? Like,
There's a weird like compatibility.
Yes.
That like if you're gonna experiment on things, if you're gonna do whatever, like pig as a substitute for human meat, pig as a supplement, pig as like. I'm failing to come up with like actual real life examples like you just did. Thank you. But there is just something about that. And then goat being one of those, like, we don't use cow, we don't use chicken, we don't use any other farmyard animals. It's pig and it's goat. We used a dragon. There is, instead of using these animals that are considered to be a little more human adjacent as far as
Mm.
livestock animals go, we used like the pinnacle of magical creature. We used, you say, oh yeah, magical creature. Most people are going to be like, dragon. You're going to get people who go Selkie, Griffin, like they'll come up with all sorts of stuff. But generally speaking, it's like, yeah, magical creature. People just immediately default setting dragon. There are dragons or some sort of dragon like creature in
Mhm.
all sorts of cultures all over the world.
Mhm.
Like, there are a lot of traditions that just go back to, yes, in our cultural tradition, in our mythology, in our religion, wherever it is, dragon.
'Kay.
So we used a dragon as the building blocks to bring back a human. We used a very large, inherently magical creature to bring back a human instead of these more human adjacent creatures that
Mhm.
we usually use. How does that change things? How does that affect things? There is no way that she's not different now.
Oh,
Using
well,
a
we know she's
dragon for
different.
well,
Yep.
using a dragon for parts and an ancient blood ritual as a catalyst. Like, it's the ingredients for came back wrong, but I really do think we're going with, well, yes, dragons are awesome objectively. You are objectively correct. But I think we're looking at came back different. I think once we
Sure.
start getting more into the dungeon, because I don't think we're going back topside, I think we're going further
Not yet.
down.
Nope.
And I
Mhm.
think once we start getting more into the dungeon, we are going to get creatures acting differently around Fallon. We see that she
Mm.
retained her ghost magic, her ability to
And
see
she
ghosts
has
and interact with
more
them.
magic than she's used to,
A
because that was
lot
the other
more
thing, a
mana
lot more, like, "Wow, this
and
is doing more than I was expecting." Mhm.
instantaneous casting. But
Mhm.
I'm also expecting monsters that have more magical instinct or monsters that have more animal instinct
Mhm.
to take one look at her and go, nah, that's a dragon. Nope,
Mhm.
that is a dragon.
Mm.
I also wouldn't be surprised if overusing her mana, using it in certain ways, etc., affects changes in her because we don't know how this works.
Mm.
She's dragon now.
Mhm.
She was made of her own bones and dragon meat and
Mhm.
brought together with an ancient blood ritual.
Which was mentioned to clean that up, and they never
And they
did.
didn't. That's the other thing I want to that's the other thing I want to really into here.
Yes.
We'll get to that in a minute because I've been talking your ear off about this. I want to know what you think.
Ah. Well, it's okay, don't look at the episode count, don't worry.
24. 24. We've talked about how it's a 24,
Yeah,
23, 24. One of the
around
two,
there.
I can't remember. We're halfway there.
Yes.
Thank you, Bon Jovi. We're halfway there. Now what? I also know it's like a 98 chapter manga or something. Like, I know we're in for a ride, you guys.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I
Yeah.
want to hear what you think about all this noise.
I was concerned with they left the thing that they said we should clean that up, but they didn't. We get our elf that were like, that person's coming back. They did and are there. And I'm like, oh, great. I don't know if I trust it.
Is Russ having
RS goes,
fun?
RS says, this is just the rest of slice of life. It's fine. It's okay. No, it's not.
Sure,
Pretty sure with
Jan.
the meme that's like, what? So one, yeah, we left the circle. Two, we get the elf that's come back, which I feel this elf is gonna be really annoyed. And RS, I'm looking over the chat and I feel I'm just reading everything with so much sarcasm. By the way. I'm like,
Russ is trolling
"Mm."
me.
Yeah.
Russ is trolling me. That's how this is going.
And then I thought it was cool how she comes back together. I also agree with you on I think she is different. I think she is still her. Like I
Mhm.
don't think this is a case where her essence, her soul, her mind is not her, but it will be a modified thing. And the question is, I don't know if I want or I hope it doesn't really go in the direction where like who she is changes so much. It like that those kind of plot lines where if something takes over and they're not really them anymore. And I don't know, sometimes those are just a bit like, can't we just have it cool where you are who you are, but it's like almost like the idea of she got a prosthetic limb. It is a limb, but it's an improved item in terms of it can do more. She has a robotic something like, it's still her, but it's enhanced, So I kind of hope it stays in that realm of what modifications have happened to her. I agree with you. I think that she will probably smell or be different or different aura that other creatures. I bet the humans would, they're probably not going to notice, but anybody who is like sensitive to that or creatures might, or they'll be puzzled by it. It'll confuse people. And
the neighborhood cats are just going to be like, what?
you're like, ugh, I don't know about that.
Uncertain.
Yes. And I agree. I think they're just going to go deeper into the dungeons. Well, because like, I feel they're just getting started on their quest, that they're not ready. Yes, they accomplished their goal, but I don't think they're, okay, yeah, sure, let's just go home. I think they're still wanting to do more.
We have laid too much track.
Yeah.
And there's also so much stuff at the opening that we haven't seen yet.
Yes.
It's like, okay. I do appreciate... go ahead.
They're getting so far, and I think they'll probably catch her up on what's been happening, even though like Laios hasn't been as aware of the history of what's going on. But I feel she's going to figure that out, and that will be also that push of, okay, well, we've come this far. Let's just finish the dungeon. Let's get to the end. Let's find out what's going on here. We already know a lot, but we really need like a team group meeting to exchange knowledge and catch everybody up, because we did get that a little bit with the sword and everything. But we need other items of agenda like addressed of, okay, let's make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah. And you know that Marcel and Chilchuck are both keeping notes, extensive notes that say different things, that have different priorities, but notes nonetheless.
Even Laios, different other kind of notes, but yeah.
Creature or notes. I should say in Marcel and Chilchuck's receipts. They're keeping receipts.
Yes.
That's what I'm going for there.
Yeah.
That is the connotation that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I do appreciate your thoughts about, does the form affect the function?
Mm-hmm.
So far, this is an anime that I would trust to explore that. Yeah. There are some where I don't. This one, I think, handles its people well enough that it could. Oh man, that elf. Oh boy, he is.
So looks very grumpy and tired.
Oh, I want to pull back the theory from like 6 episodes ago, however long ago it was, when we had the living paintings. Because my theory was that the paintings depicted the history of the castle and of the ruling family.
Agreed.
And that they could be affected by people hopping in and out of them. Because, yes, thank you. I know you've read the manga and you're trolling. I love you. So
no, I agree too, because it was I wonder how much that will change the history, because if they were like examples of living history, you going in affects it.
Yeah.
Even if you try not to, it'll still have some kind of ripple effect.
Yeah, because Laios was there, but didn't really change anything. Like did social blunders, whatever. But didn't really affect the course of events, but it did show the audience what was going on with the royal family. We saw the birth of the prince, we saw the death of the king, we saw the coronation, and we also saw that elf notice that Laios was there the whole time, be suspicious of him, demand to know what he wanted, and now we have that elf out of the painting, looking at the blood ritual on the floor next to the dragon and a crater that was not washed off. Good job, everybody. Way to be. Hit the showers. And Laios is there. Like them putting together puzzle pieces of this person continues to be there. And now there's a blood ritual and a dead dragon. And this guy, seriously, what do you want? Would not be surprised if this elf is able to figure out that Fallon is now resurrected from dragon bits and blood magic. Like, okay, let's go nuts. A roommate posited the theory that this may be the Mad Mage. I don't know if I agree with that completely. I like the idea. I think it's too soon to see the Mad Mage, because again, we are 12 episodes into a 24-episode season, which I'm guessing that this was not an adaptation of the whole manga if it's 90 some odd chapters, and that we're probably given the success of this one, for season 2 and or 3. Like, there's no way this isn't getting renewed with the press and the numbers that it's getting. Like, there's no way it's not. So I say that very confidently, but You never know with the industry.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think it's a little too early for that specifically,
Okay.
especially since I know that we're in the what area and not the what the fuck area, thanks to that
Hmm.
nice Tumblr
Hmm.
map. But it's certainly a problem that
Hmm.
needs solving. We
Yes.
do have the elves above land on the way to come and take back the dungeon if they can. We do
Right.
have this conditional immortality spell tied to the dungeon. We do
Hmm.
have an elf living in the dungeon who may or may not have been here since the days of the castle, may have just been
Hmm.
here the entire time. Uncertain whether they are an escapee from a painting or whether they've just lived that long, which is entirely possible. But yeah, like, and there's still a metric ton of characters in the opening that we haven't met. So yeah, we're going places. I
Only
don't know
about
where
halfway
yet.
through, so
Yeah. We're
yeah.
halfway through the season and probably one of 3, maybe 4 seasons, who
Yeah.
knows. So we're going places.
Hmm.
I don't have a full picture of the roadmap yet, but I do appreciate this being our cliffhangers, being like, we're good, we're good. Nobody cleaned up the floor. Nobody cleaned up the blood ritual. Nobody did that.
Hmm.
Ah,
Yes. And thank you so far. Everybody's been fabulous of no spoilers because we're only covering the
yes.
show. So thank you.
Yes.
Gentle teasing seems to be fine. Um,
Yes.
light mockery
Again,
is
part of
fine as
what we advertise
well.
this as is if you've read the manga, you get to sit here and watch us theorize
Wow.
about things
Be
and go
like,
way off track and be like, do the
yeah,
Mr. Burns excellent. You know?
yes.
Have
All
fun.
right.
That
Well,
that
we are.
is the fun of watching people who don't know what you know yet
Yeah.
theorizing about things and going nuts.
Yeah. I theorize we're going to keep talking about it. And
Oh yeah.
yes, RS goes, yes, and I'm very much enjoying it. Yay, we are here for your entertainment. All right, so that covers our delicious and dungeon recap. If you have any thoughts on the episodes Solo Leveling, Delicious and Dungeon, leave comments down below your thoughts. And again, no spoilers.
Yeah.
And now let's get into some stuff you should check out. So this is other stuff we are watching, reading, games, whatever that we think you should check out or occasionally avoid. Those don't happen that often, but sometimes. Actually, speaking in the realm of what we're watching style wise, I watched Damsel, which is on Netflix. I liked it. It's not necessarily like amazing, but it was entertaining. It's well, it's Billy Bobby Brown. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Millie
Straight
Bobby Brown.
Millie. I was like, there we go.
Too many bees.
Yes. Millie Bobby Brown. And it's one of those things I maybe knew what the plot was and kind of forgot. And then as you're watching, like a complaint was if you already know where it's going, it takes too long. But I thought it goes pretty quickly. It has a lot of action. It is a little bit this is not your typical damsel in distress. There is a dragon, which is really cool. And I like the visual style of how they did the dragon. And yeah, it's just exciting adventure fantasy. So if that sounds like your jam, you should check it out. And I have been watching Sweet Home. I finally finished season 2, and yeah, I don't like it as much as season 1, but that is only because it just really divulges from the central group of people, and it's other people that you may or may not care about. But there is a season 3 coming out this summer, so if you start now, you got a whole season 1 and a season 2, and you'll soon have season 3. So it's kind of nice. And I feel season 2 is doing some groundwork for season 3. So I'm kind of hoping season 3 will bring back more things we like. But if you like season 1, season 2 is pretty cool, and we'll be getting season 3 soon. And then last one, I did check out the first 2 episodes of X-Men 97. I thought it's very nostalgic. It feels like what I remember watching as a kid, and there are some style changes and some things that I'm like, wait, what? But I'll keep watching to see where it goes. So if you've never watched it, there are some things that they really just drop you into it. So if you have no idea of anything X-Men, you might be a bit like, say what?
Yeah. They
But
pick up straight from the end
yeah.
of the 1997 cartoon.
Yes. So if you are into it, this is not a remake. This is picking up. So it's It's pretty cool. I feel it's one of those, if you watch the classic show, you're probably going to enjoy it. If you've never watched it, maybe this is time to go find that other stuff or get into it and see if you like the vibe.
Yeah.
So,
Catch up, watch a smattering of episodes. There's gonna be at some point some form of listicle or think piece about here's the episodes of the classic X-Men show that you need to watch in order to be caught up for X-Men 97, and it'll be like a top 15 or 20 or whatever list, or like the arcs you should watch or whatever. Yeah, it'll happen.
And what about you?
I've consumed nothing new. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's life has insisted upon occurring. So sometimes you just stay with your comfort food. I am still watching MasterChef Junior because kids cooking is adorable. And I am still watching Next Level Chef because all of these people are half out of their minds and I love them. My favorite is still in the competition. I don't know how far he'll make it, but I like watching him a lot because he's wild.
Yeah.
Like this very, very big personality. I enjoy watching this guy. So yeah, it's that reality cooking shows. Again, still catching up on Cutthroat Kitchen, which I know stopped airing a while ago. So catching up is a relative term, but I love it. It's good. Yes. Overwatch competitive, I think, just ended its first play season this weekend. So there's all sorts of OWCS VOD, and it's very fun to see all of the names that I recognize in different team configurations now. And it's a good time. 10-minute Power Hour is back. 10-minute Power Hour continues to be back. We love 10-minute Power Hour. This episode, it looks like they just met a bunch of cute animals, including a chinchilla. Sometimes you just want to watch a show where a man gets handed a chinchilla and reacts because chinchillas.
Yeah.
They're adorable. Yeah, that's just where I live. We've continued to play Control. It's a fun game that doesn't really believe in holding your hand, so it can get a little, what the hell are we doing? Where are we going? What is going on? But so much of the lore and so much of the little just like one-page inter-office notes and dossiers and the official correspondence has been so much fun to read and has brought so much life to the game. Like, it's been a minute since I've seen a game that is so good with all of its little lore pickups along the way.
Derek has a question. Is Overwatch an anime again?
No, because the bid is Overwatch League was an anime, and Overwatch League is still kind of dead and buried in the ground. And OWCS has enough going on that I cannot keep up with all of it in a timely manner. So we're not quite in that area, but we are still in our competitive Overwatch era, which I do enjoy.
Then also from Gigaderic, I watched Mad Max Fury Road for the first time and Marathon Outlaw Star twice.
Yes.
Would recommend both. Yes, those are excellent choices.
Outlaw Star is the only time I have seen an anime's obligatory beach hot springs episode also be extremely plot heavy. To the point where Toonami pulled the entire episode, and then afterwards we were all like, did we miss something? Like, this is a huge change. When did that happen? And then you get the box set and you go, I've never seen this episode before. That's where the casters came from. For real? Like, there is no way to edit that for, early 2000s Toonami airing standards.
Yeah.
But also, like, plot-heavy Hot Springs episode was something else. I love Outlaw Star. It makes me happy. Opening theme is a banger.
Yes. All right. Well, yes, required viewing. Indeed. Alrighty. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in to Nighttime at the Nerd Bar. Thank you if you joined us live. If you're watching later, awesome. Comment down below. Make sure to follow us over on NTATNB over on Twitter. And Katie, where can people find you online?
You can follow me all over the social medias, as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. I am also a co-host on Silver Screams on YouTube. It is my roommates and I horror channel. We have a good time. And I will not be attending WonderCon this weekend because life continues to life. But if you remember our guest from 2 weeks, it was 2 weeks ago, right?
I think so.
Time is a flat circle. I will be attending That's Dope Entertainment's Final Fantasy VII Gold Saucer themed party. So if you are in Los Angeles, tickets for that are still on sale. Definitely do the thing. I am beyond excited for that.
All right. And you all can find me online at Carrie D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. Wait, you didn't say where people find you.
I did.
I feel like
all
you were
over the
talking about-
social medias and on YouTube and Twitch at Keisha.
I think I was focused so much on the WonderCon part. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about?
Big Monday energy.
Yeah. So yeah, you can tell where my brain's at. WonderCon is coming up. Fanversation will be there, so stay tuned. And yes, brain and things in here. Nothing super new right now to post, but yeah, just make sure to follow here on the Fanversation channel. Hit that subscribe button, give the video a thumbs up, and check us out across the social webs. And we'll be back next week. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you all soon. Bye.
See you then.